Okay, we're going to continue on in the Apocrypha. This is the Wisdom of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 9. Many will praise his understanding, and it will never be blotted out. His memory will not disappear, and his name will live for endless generations. Nations will repeat his wisdom, and the congregation will utter his praise. If he lives long, he will leave a greater name than 1,000. And if he goes to rest, his fame is enough for him. I have reflected further, and will utter it, and I am full as the full moon. Listen to me, you holy sons, and bud like a rose that grows by a watercourse. Exhale fragrance like a frankincense tree, and blossom like a lily. Give forth an odor and sing a song. Bless the Lord for all his works. Magnify his name and confess him with praise, with song on your lips and with lyres. And this is what you are to say in your thanksgiving. The works of the Lord are all extremely good, and every command of his will be obeyed in its proper season. No one can say, "What does this mean? Why is that?" For in his good time they will all be searched out. At his command the waters stood in a heap, and the reservoirs of the water at the word he uttered. All his order, all that he pleases is done, and there is no one who can interfere with his saving power. The doings of all mankind are before him. It is not possible to be hidden from his eyes. From everlasting to everlasting he beholds them, and nothing is marvelous to him. No one can say, "What does this mean? Why is that?" For everything has been created for its use. His blessings cover the land like a river, and saturates the dry land like a flood, as he turns fresh water into salt water, so the heathen will experience his wrath. To his people, his ways are straight, just as they are stumbling blocks to the disobedient. From the beginning, good things have been created for the good, just as evil has been created for the sinners. The elements necessary for man's life are water and fire and iron and salt, and wheat flour and milk and honey, the blood of the grape and olive oil and clothing. All these things prove good to the godly, just as they turn into evils for the sinful. There are winds which have been created for vengeance, and when he is angry, they make their scourges strong. When the consummation comes, they will pour out their strength and calm the anger of their Creator. Fire and hail and famine and death, these have all been created for vengeance. The teeth of wild animals and scorpions and vipers, and the sword that drives the ungodly to destruction. They will rejoice when he commands, and be made ready on the earth for their functions. And they do not disobey his word at their proper times. Therefore, from the beginning, I have become assured, and have reached this conclusion, and left it in writing. The works of the Lord are all good, and will supply every need when it arises. And no one can say this is worse than that, for they will all prove good in their season. Now sing praise with all your heart and voice, and bless the name of God. Much occupation is appointed for every man, and a heavy yoke rests on the sons of Adam. For the day that they come out of their mother's womb, until the day when they return to the mother of us all, their perplexities and anxiety of mind, their apprehension, and the day of their end, from the man who sits on his splendid throne to the one who is abased in dust and ashes, from the man who wears purple and a crown to the one who is clad in coarse linen. There is wrath and envy and trouble and perplexity and the fear of death and anger and strife. And when a man rests upon his bed, his sleep at night confuses his knowledge. He gets little or no rest. And afterward, in his sleep, he is like a watchman on duty, bewildered by the vision of his mind, like a man who escaped from the front of battle. In the moment of his extremity, he wakes up and wonders that his fear came to nothing. It is so with all flesh, man and beast, and with sinners 7 times more. Death and blood and strife and sword, misfortunes, famine and affliction and plague. All these were created for the wicked, and because of them the flood came. All that comes from the earth returns to the earth, and what comes from the waters turns back to the sea. All bribery and injustice will be blotted out, but good faith will stand forever. The property of unrighteous men will dry up like a river and explode like a cap of thunder in a rain. As surely as an open-handed man is glad, transgressors will utterly fail. The children of the ungodly will not put forth many branches. They are unclean roots on a precipitous rock. Sledge by any water or river bank will be plucked up before any grass. Kindness is like a garden of blessing, and charity endures forever. The life of the self-supporting man or of a workman is made sweet, but a man who finds a treasure is better off than both of them. Children or the building of a city perpetuate a man's name, but an irreproachable wife is counted better than both of them. Wine and music delight the heart, but the love of wisdom is better than both of them. The flute and the lute make sweet melody, but a pleasant tongue is better than both of them. The eye desires grace and beauty, but more than both of them, the springing grain. A friend and a comrade meet opportunity, but a wife with her husband is better than both of them. Brothers and help are for a time of trouble, but charity is a better deliverer than both of them. Gold and silver make a man stand firm, but good counsel is more approved than both of them. Money and vigor elate the mind, but the fear of the Lord is better than both of them. There is no